Shalom Chavrim, I'm Steve Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live, and well, guys, I suppose YouTube just doesn't like the name of the video. Maybe that's why they took down the last one. We actually removed it ourselves. What was going on was when we just had Damascus under attack, the video goes completely blank. Like you guys said, you try to play it, nothing. There's not anything showing up. So it's kind of strange. I mean, I know it played live for you guys, so at least we could see you on this end here. But anyway, Syria says its air defense has intercepted several Israeli projectiles. So we're getting a little bit more information on this now. The Syrian army says its air defenses units have brought down several projectiles. We're going to play the video here for you, if it'll play. Just see what we get here. Maybe that's just a picture there. Israeli news also is reporting about this, but at this time, no one is really saying who did it. Ava Coloriotis also reported that 2 rockets hit, one west of Damascus, the other right near the Damascus airport there, and of course they're both. Everyone is saying thus far that these rockets are coming from the direction of Israel, Quneitra specifically, where they're speaking about. So it's believed that the rockets were coming fired from the Golan Heights. So not really, don't have any information for sure exactly who's doing what, why, where, how, any of that kind of good stuff. Just that there's been some rockets fired towards Damascus once again. My guesstimation is that what we're dealing with is that Israel may be targeting once again an Iranian. It'll be alleged anyway that it was an Iranian shipment of weapons for Hezbollah or something like that. We'll just have to wait to see how that all plays out. Still no more news about it as of yet that I can see. But so we just wanted to get you guys updated again because the first video did not stay on the air. So, and we'll have to see. This one may not stay. They may not let this one stay up either. Not sure which way they're going to go. Anyway, check out the video we just did on the teaching there. I think on Israeli News Live we got this one titled, let's see if I have it up here anywhere. Ooh, nope, wrong. Let's see. Oh, here we go. On Israeli News Live we titled this Connection Between the Vipers, the Reptilians, and the Nephilim. You know, L.A. Marzulli asked me that a while back. Is there a connection between the Nephilim and the vipers, or where Jesus speaks about these, about the Pharisees being a generation of vipers? Some people believe that this is a spiritual connection. Well, there is biblical evidence from Ezra that we can link every bit of this together, and if you use the Hebrew Matthew, which is Shem Tov's Matthew right here that I use here when speaking on this, we're able to link the information together, and the Nephilim and the seed of vipers, as the Hebrew Matthew speaks about, connects the Nephilim and the Pharisees of that day. Also, it clears up this big misunderstanding I used to have about why does Jesus say he would, after he blasts them for being a bunch of serpents, then he says, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how often I would have hovered you as a hen with her own brood. Never made sense. Well, if you go to the Hebrew Matthew, it says he turned to the crowd of Jews. And then he says to them, oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how often I would have hovered you. Because why? Now the scripture just works together. See, why? Because, see, it's the fact that there is a remnant in every generation. So when he turns to the crowd and addresses the entire crowd of Jews, he knows there is a remnant of believers amongst them. But when he was dealing with the Pharisees and Sadducees, he called them a bunch of snakes in the grass, so to speak, right? generation of vipers, the Greek Matthew says. The Hebrew Matthew calls them seed of vipers, serpents. And then if you go and you look at what Ezra said, who were the chief and the abominations that the Hittites and the Perizzites and all of them? It was what? The priests and the Levites. Well, if you know anything about the abomination of the Hittites and Levites, according to what Moses wrote, they were the ones that passed their kids through the fire and ended up with a bunch of reptilians. Nephilim, according to what Moses wrote about them. So, starting to make a little bit more sense now. I got some work to do. To edit some work I did for L.A. Marzulli. Can't wait to get that over to him. Go into that subject with him as well. Anyway, hey, listen, support the broadcast if you appreciate it. And because I know right now YouTube doesn't appreciate what we tell you guys. Anyway, check out that video. It's about a little over an hour long. An hour and 11 minutes. I'm looking at it on the other screen over here. But clearly the evidence is there. I do believe there's a remnant. I do believe that there is a remnant in Israel today, that he is going to win over. He's going to have his two witnesses bring that remnant out of there. But I think the two witnesses are going to have to wake up the Gentiles as well. My gosh, what a mess the Gentiles are in. And wait till you hear what my wife's got to say on a message tomorrow. They've made a new Bible for you guys. Yep, a 7 Noahide Law Bible, believe it or not. That's right. You got a new one, and guess who's been thrown out of the Bible? I'll let you figure that out later. I'm Stephen Brennan with Israeli News Live. Shalom, shalom. Let's see if they load this one.